Greeting folks, I'll be showing off my upgraded version of Raging Bolt Tilmas Ogre Pawn using the starting collection only. Then I'll be showing off my upgraded version using the crafted card, and this one is gonna be competitive viable for real life. Before I show off the upgraded deck, let's look at the starter deck here. This Raging Bolt deck is pretty solid for new players who want to actually try out Raging Bolt. It has everything that you need, like Tilmas Ogre Pawn for the draw engine, Raging Bolt for the main damager, the knock towels for the searcher for Charizard's vitality or any card that you want. By the look at the starter deck of the Raging Bolt, it doesn't really need any changes since it's already viable, and the starting collection doesn't really provide you anything good to actually upgrade it with. But let's look at the upgraded version anyway for the starting collection. Okay, let's start with the Pokemon lineup here. We're gonna be running 4 Tilmas Ogrepon, 4 Raging Bolt, 3 Hutu, 2 Noctowl, 1 Fan Rotom, 1 Squawkabill EX, 1 Mew EX, 1 Pheasant DPD EX. Now for the support, we're gonna be running 4 Saras Vitality, 2 Crispin, 2 Boss's Order. Now for items, we're gonna be running 4 Nespo, 4 Ultra Ball, 4 Earth Vessel, 2 Switch, 2 Triple Energy, 2 Night Stretcher, 1 Pal Pad, 1 Prime Catcher. Our stadium is gonna be 3 Area 0 Under Depth. Our energy count is gonna be 6 Grass Energy, 3 Fighting Energy, 3 Electric Energy. So that's the list for the upgraded Tilmas Ogrepon, only using the starting collection. Not really much change since the starting collection doesn't have that much, but the changes that I did have is adding more draw power such as Mew EX and Pheasant DP EX, alongside of discarding pile, to get Pokemon back such as Night Stretcher, and an extra copy of Crispin for the extra energy acceleration. So the card that I remove is a single copy of Noctowl, 2 copies of Iono, and the 2 copies of Glass Trumpet. And the reason why I remove Iono from the starter deck, because Iono basically help you out, but it also help your opponent out, and not only that, it only benefit you the beginning in the game, since it's based on the price card, since you want to have Noctowls in hands as soon as possible when you actually need Saras Vitality, since you're gonna be using it to actually search for it. So the Mew EX and Vicinity BDX is pretty helpful no matter what the state of the game is, especially the Mew EX, since your hands is gonna be generally low because you're gonna be using a lot of discard cards such as Ultra Ball and stuff like that, and Earth Vessel. So yeah, it's really good to have, since Mew EX gave you 3 extra draw when your hand is empty, but generally you want to have at least 1 card, so still pretty good. And Pheasant DBX is always good to have, since when your Raging Bolt's knocked out, you can get a chance to get a draw again. So if you draw with Mew first, then Pheasant DBD right after, that's 6 cards, so that's a good comeback already. So that's why you want to have both of them. Speaking of discard pile, I replaced the 2 Glass Trumpet that we have from the starter deck for the Night Stretcher, since I need a way to actually return a Pokemon, but it also sometimes give me energy, either one I needed for that turn. Now Glass Trumpet is usually to power up your Raging Bolt attack, but the requirement to actually use the Glass Trumpet is you need to have a colorless Pokemon in the active or the bench, along with a Terra Pokemon. But we need to have a recovery tool more than it actually power up attack, since we have enough damage to actually one-shot most of the EX. So we need to recover from attack or retaliate back. You don't need to worry as long you have a Terra Pokemon in play with a Hoothoot, since evolving a Hoothoot into a Noctowl letting you use Jewel Seeker's ability. So this ability basically let you search any card you want. Generally, you're gonna be using it to search for Professor Saras Vitality, along with the energy searchers like Earth Vessel, or you need to retrieve energy from the discard pile, use a energy retrieval. But when your Saras Vitality is all gone, you're gonna be substituting Crispin. So Perpetual Saras Vitality basically let you attach a basic energy from the discard pile to each of your agent Pokemon, up to 2 of them. Then after that, it let you draw 3 cards, so that's pretty good. So Crispin is very similar to Saras Vitality here, basically letting you search 2 different energy from your deck and attach one of them into your Pokemon, and then put that one one in your hand. So that's pretty good. So you can instantly power up a Raging Bolt attack. So let's talk about the problem with the Raging Bolt deck. Since the crafted version is basically required to actually make Raging Bolt functionable, and not only that, trying to be competitive also. So the number one problem with Raging Bolt is price trade, along with over relying on the Noctowl engine. And the best matchup for Raging Bolt is generally gonna be against another EX focused deck, since whoever get the first two prize card at the beginning in the game generally win. But against with single price deck or an evolving deck like Dragon Ball, it's generally harder to actually win, since it takes a while for you to actually get all 6 prize cards. Generally they don't have that much EX in their bench, or in their deck preferably, especially the single price, because some of them can actually one shot your Raging Bolt, such as 18 type Explosion. And with evolving deck, it's kind of hard to actually deal with, since you need to actually pick up key component of the deck before they actually evolve into their boss. But the problem with that is they can do it multiple times, so it's kind of hard to pick all of them off. So as long as they get evolve right away, you're basically kind of bit in a price trade loss, since your price thing is kind of off balance, while they only have to worry about 2-2 line. So the Noctowl engine is pretty good, but there's a lot of disruption tools in the game right now, such as Counter Catcher along with Repel. Then after that, there's also Boss's Order, which is very, very common with the Joltik deck. And against the Joltik deck, you're basically giving up a prize card, since they have Iron Hand, and Iron Hand will always knock out your Hoot Hoot. And if you actually evolve it to Noctowl, it's still gonna get knocked out, since its weakness is electric energy. And one of Iron Hand's attack basically gave them 1 extra prize card. It's basically a EX for for a single prize card HP Pokemon. Let's get into the deck. By the end, I'm gonna be showing off the total cost for the crafted version of the deck. So let's get into the Pokemon list here. We're gonna be running 3 Tilmas Ogerpon EX, 3 Raging Bolt EX, 2 Wellspring Ogerpon EX, 1 Cornerstone EX, and a Badoo. And we're gonna have Iron Leaf EX, followed by Squawkabilly EX, into Mew EX, into Pheasantipity EX, Larias EX, into Iron Bundle. And our support is gonna be running 4 Professor Sada's Vitality, followed by 3 Crispin, 2 Sarino, 2 Boss's Order, and 2 Lily's Determination. And our items gonna be 4 Nest Ball, 2 Order Ball, 3 Earthen Vessel, 1 Superior Energy Retrieval, followed by 2 Night Stretcher, 3 Energy Switch, into Sparkling Crystal as our ace spec. And our stadium's gonna be 2 Area 0 under that, followed by 1 Town Store. And our energy count is gonna be 5 Grass Energy, 2 Lightning Energy, 3 Fighting Energy, followed by 2 Water Energy. As DeckList Upgrade Bolt EX, in total you're gonna need a lot of crafting points here, and they're gonna be highlighted in green, since those probably not gonna be in the starting collection. And yeah, that's gonna take a while to actually do, but generally you're gonna be needing to complete the battle pass anyway, since it gives you quite a lot of battle pass completing it itself. And you can use the Raging Bolt EX, the upgraded version, not this crafted version, but I'll say you should upgrade it using Larias EX and Iron Bundle, since those 2 cards are very, very powerful anyway, and they're very low cost, so it's around 600 total crafting points, so that's quite quickly. And you can replace it with the switch item there, because the switch isn't really that good. But anyway, why I removed certain card there, let's start with the biggest problem with the deck: single price cards. Single price cards are very, very annoying to deal with, especially certain mons now. They're gonna be going up to around 80 HP for a basic mon, especially if they're trying to evolve, and some of them can go up to 100 for the stage 1, so that's quite a lot of energy points just to one shot them. And yeah, that's gonna take a while for you to do. And I did try to use the baby Raging Bolt, but you still need around 3 to 4 energy equipped to it, and it's just gonna take way too long, even though you can snipe the bench. And the way that I deal with this for the single price card, especially the 100 HP one, is gonna be a 2 copies Wellspring Ogre EX. Since Wellspring Ogre EX is very strong, since the first attack basically retreat clock them, followed by the second attack does spread damage, but we do have to return back the energy. But with Sparkling Crystal, it's basically just returning 2 of the energy anyway. So yeah, it's a Sparkling Crystal. That's why it's a replacement for a spec, but it's up to you which one. Either one can go well since you have 2 water energy anyway, so you don't have to worry about it getting price. Speaking of stall here, since I talk about the retreat clock, I did add a Badoo and a Cornerstone Ogre EX, since the Badoo is a very good way to stall the game, especially if you can use it as your second option there. You can just stall them out if you knock them out. And yeah, Badoo is very annoying way, especially if you have it in beginning of the game. You can just stall them out since there's a lot of mons that still use item, especially the code Reg, because that deck heavily is on items there, so you can basically screw it over. Then after that, we can use Cornerstone Ogre to counter any Pokemon that has an ability, so they can't deal with it, so they have to use Boss's Order, Counter Catcher. But we have Larius EX just to actually stop that, since all of our Pokemon are base. No, we don't have to worry about Noctowls getting Boss's Order. So yeah, that's why deck is very annoying to deal with. Big in Boss's Order or Counter Catcher, I actually added Iron Bundle here. So basically, Iron Bundle give us an extra Boss's Order, as and actually technically it's a repel, since your opponent choose which one they actually put in the active. But with Iron Bundle here, folks, we can just get it back from the discard pile using Night Stretcher. So we can basically just multiple times and get ourselves Iron Bundle every turn. And by the time, they have one Pokemon left, they can't be switched out. So yeah, so Iron Leader is a very good card, and it is, very strong against a weakness. So since dark Pokemon are rising up to especially counter Mega Gardevoir and Mega Diancie upcoming soon, there's gonna be a lot more Darkmon, especially Mega Absol also. Iron Leaf basically one-shotted, but Iron Leaf EX is much more stronger than Tilmas or Gurpon, since it lets you, equip all the energy into it. So if you have multiple Tilmas or Gurpon that has grass energy already, you can just place down Iron Leaf in the field, put in the active, it will equip the energy that you needed into it. So there you go, you don't have to worry about having it switch, and you can start blasting Absol right away. Since we're running a bunch of EX here, we're gonna be using Serino. This card will let us search up to 3 any EX mon in the deck, so we can search up to Larius EX followed by Raging Bolt EX into Cornerstone Ogre or Tilmas or Wellspring Ogre. So that's 3 in 1 turn. That's the reason why I reduced the count to be only 2 Ultra Balls, since we don't have to worry about trying to search for Noctowls. And yeah, so I run Lily Determination here over Iono and Professor Research, since those two are okay, but Lily Determination gave us 8 cards by the way, compared to Professor Research only gave us 7 and Iono only gave us 6, but it also helped your opponent out too, so I kind of don't like that. But yeah, so Lily's Determination is a very good card, especially in the beginning of the game, since it gives you 2 extra card. But late games just can give you X cards anyway, so it's still pretty good to have. And the chance for you to actually redraw your hand, it's a low chance, but if you get unlucky, well, that's just RNG works. So in this deck, there's a lot of ways to actually get us energy, especially from the discard pile. So we are running Night Stretcher and Superior Energy Retrieval, but the Superior Energy Retrieval can be downgrade to the regular Retrieval Energy depending which one you like more. But I like the Superior one since it gives us 4 energy right away. But it depends which one you like more, stuff for that. But you don't really need that much energy. That's why I only have 1 copy and having 4 at once, so you can get 4 grass energy into the discard pile, 2 for this turn, then the next turn you can just do another 1. So yeah, that's why I like it, but it's up to you since it doesn't really matter. So yeah, this version of the deck you're gonna be using Raging Bolt, the one-shotting mon to actually one-shot huge Pokemon such as Mega Venusaur, giving you 3 prize card right away, or Cynthia's Garchomp with power weight that's like 400 HP, so that's quite a lot. But it still doesn't matter, you still can one-shot a bunch of HP, but you're gonna be using Wellspring Ogerpon anyway just to snipe out a bunch of base Pokemon. Anything that's below 100 HP, you're gonna be one-shotting with Wellspring Ogerpon. So earlier I did talk about helping your opponent out with Iono, or sometimes helping you out, but yeah, I added Townstone here since it's very crucial for us Arcane Crystal right away, and the only way to actually search it is Townstone. Arvin is kind of okay, but we do want to reserve our supporter into our Status Vitality or Crispin or Serino, so yeah, that's why I kind of don't like that. But yeah, but at the same time, we can use Area Zero Underground anyway to actually get rid of it next turn, so we don't have to worry about it. But throughout the rotation of regular Shinji, so we didn't have anything new that Raging Ball have gotten, but yeah, ironically, this upcoming set, Phantasm Flame, but I'm pretty sure this video is gonna be out by then. They added Mega Charizard X, since this card basically is very, very similar to normal Raging Ball DX here. So yeah, that's very annoying. Not only that, Mega Charizard EX also got a supporter with Oricorio EX, so let you attach a bunch of fire energy from it. And not only that, there's a supporter called Firebread that can search a fire basic energy from the deck them into your hand. So they're basically helping a Charizard a bit more powerful in the next set, and with the new supporter from it. So that's Raging Bolt's kinda a bit gonna get downgraded when the Charizard EX come out. So it's fine. But yeah, that's my deck list at the end of the day. And next up, I'm probably gonna be going for Golden Go. Make sure you subscribe, like, and comment, and share the video.